What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grind. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. This is a channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. Well, like I said, I'm trying to keep it going. This is the second day in 2018 that I'm doing my video for the daily nerd news. Well, I'm sure you guys have probably heard this, but Citi analysts are predicting that Apple, so Overlord Apple, could buy Netflix. Now, this is after them seeing the epic show of how much Disney has money. How much money Disney has by them buying, Fox. So, this is in a report from Business Insiders. They think Apple could buy Netflix after seeing the whole Disney and Fox deal go through. And this is coming from Citi analysts, but they say there's a 40% chance. And this is a big but. But there's only a 40% chance that this could happen. Forbes reports Karl Kaufman argues against it because Apple already already has $1 billion dedicated to making more or their own content of movies and shows. And just to let you guys know, none of these companies are actually in talks. This is just something like analyzing, like predicting what could happen. Now, they're predicting this because apparently Apple has $250 billion in offshore accounts, off-seas or whatever, out of this country, right? Now, normally, they're keeping that off there because if they try to bring all that money in, they would normally get taxed a lot. But because of, Donald Trump, he's made it so the big money people can keep more of their money. So he's offering this one-time deal that if you bring in a large amount of money, you'll only be taxed 10%. 10%. Dog, I know that is not a lot. So they only get charged 10%. And then the rest of the money is theirs. Nothing else touches it. Now, I think it's $250 billion. Could be wrong, but $250 billion, $270 billion. Regardless of the fact, with only 10%, they'd have enough money to actually buy Disney at that point. Now, this is why they're just analyzing and saying what could happen, because if Apple really wants Netflix, they could get that money and then buy that problem, because you know what? Apple's trying to get in a game of what everybody else is doing. Everybody else knows that streaming is the way of the future. So therefore, they were already committed to making, their own content as far as movies and shows, like Amazon Prime, which I just got, and then Netflix and Hulu, which is part of actually Fox. So now Disney is more majority owner of Hulu, which I think that's what they're going to probably use to make their streaming service. I don't know if they're going to change the name to Disney or Hulu Disney or do whatever, just keep Hulu and just have a Disney logo in the corner. That might be what they do. But regardless of the fact, Apple is trying to get in game, and they have the funds, because you know what? Apple they're the most, I guess what's it called? They're the company worth the most money. And you wouldn't think that, but yes, think about it. They have the iPhone X, $1,000, and people are crazy enough that everybody wants what's new, and they're buying this. And then I even knew it. They said, like, I tell people, like, yo, you ever notice with your iPhone all of a sudden, when the new iPhone comes out, the old one starts acting a little weird? People looking at me like I'm crazy, like, oh, you just an Android person, you don't know what you're talking about. It came out in the news. In the news. That's what they do. And they tried to say that, oh, no, so the battery doesn't die quicker, so we slow down the phone. But you know what? I have a button for that. You see this button right here? That's what I think.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Exactly. Bullshit. Because you know what? Apple knows what they're doing. They're overlord. You ever notice that whenever a new phone comes out, for some reason, they have to change the way you charge it? So you have to get the new charger? Or buy an adapter for the charger that you bought for the last phone? Yes. Apple knows what they're doing. If they want to get Netflix, they will buy Netflix. I don't want it to happen, because you know what? Then that means Apple will just do what they do and make it so that everything has to be for Apple. You want this new TV. It came with Netflix on it. You think it's going to work after Apple gets Netflix? Hell no. They're going to make it for Apple TVs. They're going to make it for Apple products. Sure, they would like to make money, but they want in-house money. They don't want nobody else touching their money. So that's what's gonna happen with that if it goes through. Don't want it to go through. I know it sounds like I'm going on a rant, but this is major. This is major, just like the whole Fox and Disney deal, because that was major. Because now people are trying to figure out what's happening with the X-Men, Fantastic Four, what's going on with this. Movie's already in production. What's going on? And that's a big deal. Which maybe I'll talk in another video. If anything, like I said, comment below, ask me a question. I'm ready to talk. I likes talking. And I'm a knowledgeable person. If you haven't gotten this, I be reading up on my facts. I just know random facts. So anyways, I'm gonna go to the next thing, which isn't really topic. The next couple things actually are gonna be just trailers and actually TV shows. Well, one TV show in general, and that is Fox. Fox, I love it. It is X-Files. It is back. They had a 6-episode kind of mini series just to test out the water, how how it was gonna do, and yeah, fans love it. I liked it. It wasn't the best, but I want to see more of Scully and Mulder. And tonight is the episode that comes out. It comes on tonight, Wednesday. This is probably late. If you guys probably see this later, it's probably Thursday. But regardless of the fact, if you do have a DVR, if you want to look it up, if you have any of these, streaming services, maybe illegal, that could show you the show, I say watch it. If anything, I'm gonna probably give a review for the first episode, because I like to do that sometimes. Just get my first, opinion about how I feel the first episode started it and how I feel it's gonna go. But yeah, Scully and Mulder, and to Scully was actually almost not gonna come back because they were trying to David, I forget what his name is, but the guy that plays Mulder, they were gonna actually give him way more money, and they were trying to give her a little bit of money, which I sort of understand because he has been doing a lot more work outside of X-Files. He has built up his repertoire as far as people know him still. People know what he's been doing, Californication and all that stuff. Meanwhile, I have no idea what Scully's been doing. But at the same fact, the show isn't the show without her. So if she wants the same amount of money that you're paying him, pay her, because without her, there is no X-Files. I'm sorry, there just isn't. If you bring back him, you can't bring back her, because the whole thing that made us fall in love with the show was their relationship, how the connection, just how they played off each other. And if you don't have that, what's the point of watching it? I'm sorry, I just don't see the point of watching it. So good on you for getting that money. Females is coming up. In fact, one of the other topics is that the top 3 grossing movies were female movies of 2017. Yes, you had Beauty and the Beast, you had Wonder Woman, and now you had the Star Wars movie Last Jedi with Daisy Ridley, Wonder Woman with Gal Gadot, and Hermione, which is I forget what her name is. But regardless of the fact, it's the 3 of them, the top of 2017. And girls, they do what they do. All those movies I liked. Beauty and the Beast was okay. It was okay. I didn't hate it. It was okay. But the other 2, good. Last Jedi, like I said, I'm gonna actually do a review of it probably right after this. Which is why I sort of got the New Hope kind of t-shirt, but I'm gonna wear a different t-shirt or whatever. But regardless of the fact, yeah, the 3 top movies for 2017 were all female led, which hasn't happened since I think it's 90 something years or something like that. I don't even know, or 60 something. I don't know. But regardless, that's what it is. Now, the 2 trailers that I've seen. The first trailer is for Slender Man. Slender Man is what you call a spaghetti story. It's a story that actually started online. It has no real backings as far as where it came from. People just started the story online, and it just grew and grew and grew. In fact, in the news just recently, I don't know if it was last year, but 2 girls tried to attempt to kill a classmate just for the sake of seeing the Slender Man, which is really sick. But the Slender Man, I saw the trailer. It was a little underwhelming. I expected more. They seemed like they're going for more of the crazy shock. It was ADD, all these things going on, and I wanted to see a little bit more creepiness, sort of like It Follows. It Follows is really creepy, and I sort of wanted to see that in the Slender Man. I didn't want to see all these different flashes. I just wanted to see the shadow. I just wanted to see how he messes with people's head, how you just go insane, and then you just disappear. And I wanted to see a long white face in the back, the Slender Man, I can't, like, you saw him for a moment, but it just wasn't the same. Sure, and when you saw him, it was kind of scary, freaky, but it just wasn't the same. But hey, hopefully the next trailer they kind of do a little bit better, because this one just seems like all over the place, and the people stabbing themselves, and just like, I don't know. I'll put in a link to the description, or I'll put the link in the description for the trailer if you guys want to see it. And then the last trailer is Mom and Dad, where basically parents go crazy, sort of like it's not zombies, but parents want to kill their children. That's just their instincts just reverse, and now they're trying to kill their children. Sort of like maybe what they're happening. I don't know, but I think Nicolas Cage is gonna go cray cray. Like, he's been waiting for a movie to go crazy, Nicolas Cage crazy. And when you go Nicolas Cage crazy, you've hit another level of crazy. You are not at this level of crazy. You are not at that level of crazy. You are at the ceiling of crazy. Which, I sort of sound crazy saying it like that. But regardless, like, yeah, Nicolas Cage just loves going all out. That's what made him so good in Hit Girl. Like, just the scene where he was getting tortured, and he's just like, come on! Yeah, he just loves doing those roles where he can just go let loose and be crazy. And this is one of those crazy roles where he's gonna shine. I don't know if the movie's gonna be good, but I'm gonna like seeing Nicolas Cage in it. So, that's pretty much it for the Nerd News for today. Remember to share with your friends, tell your friends, comment down below, ask me any question, anything you want to talk about, I'm ready to talk about. Like, anybody that actually writes anything, I pretty much just comment right below, reply, and just, I keep it going. It's good to have a conversation back and forth between each other, because that's how you build this channel, and I'm trying to build this channel in 2018. And so remember to subscribe right here, check out the last Nerd News, check out the playlist of the Nerd News. And remember, I'm Russ Grant. You've been watching Urban Nerd. You've just been nerdified. Catch you guys tomorrow.